Daniel Garwe has claimed that as ZANU PF government, they don't care whether it pleases people or not. They can usurp land that belongs to private individuals as government in Zimbabwe. That is what he was saying, speaking to journalists. On his background, there was a picture of the most evil man in Zimbabwe, that is Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, claiming that we can take land whether it pleases you or not. Anyway, if we decide we want to undertake a development, we can decide to take that land, even if that land is owned or is inhabited by the people of Zimbabwe. Exactly what I have said, that the so-called fast-track land reform program, that criminal activity of usurping the land, has never balanced the issues of land imbalances in Zimbabwe. If there is anything, people in Zimbabwe don't have land. The people with land in Zimbabwe are ZANU PF members. That is the truth of the matter. And to make things worse, those who got land through the fast-track land reform in Zimbabwe, that land is being taken away from them. And these are the same government officials who issued the statement that has been issued by Daniel Garwe, that we don't care if we want to do a development in your area, in your land, we can take that land. We don't care whether it pleases you, it makes you happy or not. Let's hear Daniel Garwe saying this so that you don't say, I took it, it's from me. So what he was saying, ironically, these people of ZANU PF, it's just that people don't follow them. Whatever they say, they lie a lot. So he says the government can remove you. Even the white farmers, we removed them. We took land from them. And if we feel, we need your land, and we feel we need to develop the place, we can easily take your land. That is what Daniel Garwe was saying. It's actually a shame to hear this, but the truth of the matter is that the same government recently paid money. I'm looking for that particular story. They recently had to pay 40, they had paid so far 40 million for 93 BPA farms, and they are still owing. They stand to face, the court in the United States of America has forced them to pay the money. I wonder whether they will not breach that judgment in the United States of America. Otherwise, the government of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa may face what the president of Venezuela faced from the regime of Donald Trump. Let me read this story to prove that Daniel Garwe is lying. They are doing whatever they are doing to Zimbabwe. It is unlawful. One day, consequences will kick in for this. You see, you can't take the land in the name of people, but then take back the land for the people. There is a lot that ZANU PF is doing. These days, they are even prohibiting indigenous Zimbabweans in their rural homes to build homes. This is scary. The government, what the government of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is doing in Zimbabwe, I'm telling you, with regards to land, there is no land that was distributed in Zimbabwe. People should never be lied to. In fact, what happened during the fast-track land reform, lawlessness kicked in. People, if you have a farm and one of the government ministers wants that farm, they can occupy it and they can use the state institutions and they can use their proximity to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to make you, to reduce you to a landless individual. And that's how painful it is. So, but that illegal process that took place during the fast track land reform program, it has the consequence. That's why there is this story which says Zim, they covered it through their state propaganda machinery. It says Zim pays 40 million US dollars for 93 paper farms as compensation program gather pace, and it says 93 bilateral investment protection and promotion agreement protected farms have now received compensation from the government, with 16 fully paid up and 77 partially partial payments, as the authorities press ahead with a 130.5 million program covering claimants from 5 nations. The latest report on the structured dialogue platforms, arrears clearance, and debt resolution process shows the Netherlands as the largest beneficiary, with 44 farms, 66 fully compensated, and 38 partially paid, received 20.1 million. Switzerland follows with 27 farms, 4 fully paid and 23 partially compensated, worth 11.9 million, while Germany claimants have received 4.8 million across 14 farms. Denmark's 7 farms, all partially paid, account for 2.8 million, and a single farm linked to the former Yugoslavia has received 400,000. The payments cover farmers from Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland, the former Yugoslavia, whose properties were affected during the 2000 fast-track land reform program. The compensation process began in May 2024, when the government invited applicants from BIPA farmers affected by the land reform program. The Land Compensation Committee subsequently verified and approved the claimants. Initially, 97 farms were deemed to be eligible for compensation, but 4 which had not been occupied were later withdrawn after their owners opted for restoration of title. Overall, the 93 farms had a combined claim of 130.5 million. 10 farms worth 1.9 million were fully compensated during the 2024 cycle. Last year, 6 more farms totaling 2.3 million received full compensation, taking the tally of fully paid farms to 16, with 77 more receiving partial payments. The government has structured the arrangement so that the yearly treasury allocation for BIPA compensation is shared equally among qualifying claimants. The formula was agreed through the land tenure reforms, the compensation of former farm owners, FFOs process, and the resolution of the BIPA sector working group. While 40 US dollars has already been paid. I think they were trying to say 40 million US dollars has been already paid. The government allocated a further 20 million in 2026 national budget for the program, committed to clearing the remaining 70.5 million owed to BIPA protected investors through annual allocations in the 2027 and 2028 budgets. Deputy Chief Secretary in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Dr. Willard Manungo, who is the co-chairperson of the Land Reforms pillar of the Structured Dialogue Platform's Arrears Clearance and Debt Resolution process, said the payments indicated that Zimbabwe was committed to honoring international agreements. They are busy struggling to pay the damage that was done through the so-called fast-track land reform program. This is a clear demonstration that it was an illegal process and the consequences are kicking in. So the claims by Daniel Garwe, I think you know the danger of making someone to be a minister, someone who actually can't think properly like Daniel Garwe. It's a mistake, and someone who is marrying very, very young girls. If you look at the wife of Daniel Garwe and him, You can tell is a very, very abusive, mentally challenged old man, a tired of ZANU PF. The way he speaks, he takes Zimbabweans for granted, typical of ZANU PF people. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join and be part of our members, what the heartbeat of this channel. You can also financially support this channel by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Also take note that on the 11th of August, Hloniphani Ncube, yours truly, would be releasing his album at 8 a.m. In the morning. I hope you will actually be counted among those